Greetings and welcome to Some Stuff That Works. This one is kind of a retrospective. I actually built this a few years ago, so I can already say it does indeed work. So here's the situation. My property is cut in half, approximately diagonally from northeast to southwest by a county road. Frankly, it's a pain and I don't recommend this arrangement, but it's what I have. I wanted to fence the north side of the property, but the road right-of-way splits the corner. You can see the road here, and the right-of-way extends about another 12 feet on each side. The tree line on the left is the property line on the neighbor's side. Here you can see a diagram of the thing. The angle between the two fences is right about 30 degrees, which is pretty tight. I considered putting in 2 H-braces like I would do for a regular 90-degree corner, but I had some misgivings. I've seen corner posts pull out and tip up even past H-braces if there's too much pressure on them. So I wanted to put something really sturdy in there. If you look closely here, you can see a little piece of pipe stuck in the ground. That's the point where the back property line meets the road right-of-way, and therefore where I want to put the corner post for the fence. My dad suggested a piece of old telephone pole set in about 4 feet of concrete, but I had 2 additional motivations. The first one was that I wanted it to be very durable without giving up any of that corner. The second was that I wanted to find a small project to start learning stoneworking, in this case slip-form stone, which gave me an idea. I wish I had taken some video and more pictures while I was building this, but we'll make do with what I have. I dug a big hole right here where the pipe was, 5 feet deep using a tractor-mounted post hole digger, and then enlarged the top of the hole to about 2 feet square. And then I set a 10-foot long, 4-inch PVC pipe in concrete so it had 5 feet above and below ground level. Imagine this piece of pipe is 5 feet tall and sticking out of the ground rather than sitting on the barn floor. I drilled 5 holes, each a foot apart through the 4-inch PVC, big enough for half-inch PVC to pass through. I cut 18-inch long sections of half-inch PVC and glued them into the holes. And again, imagine this is taller, and there are 5 of them. I built this box form out of scrap wood from an old deck and deck screws with an 18-inch inner opening. I then set that form on the concrete base around the bottom of the PVC pipe, and I put another one on top of it. I started filling each layer with stones and mortar, kind of like this. In the actual event, I stuffed the edges around the insides of the form with old newspapers. Once each layer of mortar and concrete set, I pulled the screws from the bottom one and reassembled it on top of the next one. At one point, I had to screw some scrap wood legs to the outside, but usually it hung on the preceding layer by friction. After a while, I got tired of waiting so long between layers and made a bigger set of forms. I just had to keep them short enough so I could reach to the bottom. It was important to clear off any mortar drips which got past the newspapers fairly soon after moving the form. At first, the drips come off easily with a wire brush, but wait a couple of days and it takes a chisel. Actually, I found a welder's chipping hammer excellent for that purpose, but it's just better not to have to do that. At the top of the PVC pipe, I poured it full of concrete and added about another foot of height in stones and mortar. Once it was tall enough, I capped it off with a square of flat stone a little larger than the top. And so, here's what it looks like. I cut sections of half-inch rebar about 30 inches long and threaded both ends, and then I slipped those through holes bored in a pair of weather-resistant 2x4s and secured them with a washer and a nut. And then I slipped the rebar bolts through the PVC pipes and fastened them with another washer and nut on the other side of the post. You can see here there are 5 of those PVC sockets, but I only actually used 2 of them. This gave me a good sturdy wooden point to attach the fence and let me adjust it easily by tightening the nuts. And then I put up the fences, and that angle there is that 30 degrees I mentioned. I regret not having better pictures and video of this one. Come to think of it, in my Deer Blind Update video number 1, you can see a gate post that was broken off in a windstorm. Maybe next summer I'll redo that post this way and get some video of the process in action. This was probably a little more work than a conventional post and H-braces, and it probably took longer. In fact, I know it did. But I think it was actually cheaper. I have plenty of rocks. I'm more confident in its ability to take the strain. It adjusts fence tension more easily, and it has been working well for more than 7 years now, and I strongly suspect it'll outlast me. Also, it gave me some experience with stonework, which you'll see more of in some later videos. So I call this one stuff that works. Thanks for watching.